You need to watch this top 1% hot lap if you want to get faster around the British Grand Prix circuit. Let's go on board with Rouleton to see how it's done. Open up the final corner in 4th gear, straightening up the wheel and bring it to the outside to maximise top speed. Ready for full throttle through turns 1 and 2, using all of the curb on entry into 1, turning into the corner as soon as the concrete patch appears on the left, getting the car central over the curb at the apex, then taking an early apex into the second corner and holding the inside to minimise track distance. Aim the car towards the outside curb and brake in a straight line at 75 metres. Taking advantage of the entry curb, but be careful not to touch the grass and start turning in as you reach the 50-metre board. Look for a late apex, 4th gear and release the brakes just before you reach it, getting as close as you can to the sausage curb without hitting it. Immediately on the power, allowing the car to run slightly wide, then come back across the circuit. Once you're slightly to the right of the centre of the circuit, turn left and brake with approximately 50% braking force. 3rd gear and release the brakes just before getting to the apex of the corner, using the black and white curb on the inside if you can, and powering through. Bring the car to the outside of the circuit, reaching full throttle as you get there, and you can use the AstroTurf on the right to maximise track usage if you wish. Up the gears and gradually bring the car to the apex of the corner, using the black and white curb again, and open the DRS on the straight and get ready to send it at turn 6. Use the curb on entry, turn and brake at the same time just after you pass the 50-metre board, quickly bleeding off the brakes as you progress through the turn, and release just before the apex. 4th gear and on the throttle, then attacking the late apex, using the inside curb to assist with rotation. Stay in 4th gear and hold the inside as tight as possible. Use 50 to 60% brake pressure to allow the car to slow down, but also have enough response to be able to follow the curb on entry. Either keep 4th gear or shift down to 3rd for engine braking, then let the car leave the curb midway through the corner, off the brakes, allow the car to rotate, 4th gear if you're not already, and back on the power to push for the second apex. Straighten up the car and run all the way to the AstroTurf on the left to have the best possible traction. Bring the car tight to the inside to minimise track distance, ride the entry curb into Copse Corner and turn in just before the 50-metre board, flat out in 8th gear, riding over the entire black and white curb at the apex and let the car drive itself to the exit curb, but make sure you keep it within track limits. Flat through turn 10 as close to the sausage curb as you can without riding it, and flat through turn 11, getting the car central on the black and white curb, allowing the tyres to hit the red curbs on the inside. Bring the car to the middle of the track, turn in with a dab of the brakes and down to 7th gear to use engine braking, but back on the throttle instantly before even reaching the apex of the corner. Ensure the car is just left of centre, then brake lightly simultaneously with turning into the corner and shifting down to 6th gear. Back on the throttle again before reaching the apex of the corner, keeping your right hand side tyres on the inside curb. Then up to 100% gas when you leave the curb. Push to the inside of turn 14, exploiting all of the curb to give you a better chance of straightening up the wheel sooner, but be careful not to invalidate the lap. DRS open and now you're in the final sector of the lap, heading down the hanger straight. Subscribe to the channel whilst pointing the car to the outside, taking a wide line and turning in just before the 50-metre wall, but not getting on the brakes until after the 50-metre board, in which you want to slowly bleed off the brakes as you travel through the entry. Down to 6th gear quickly to help stopping force with engine braking and using the uphill to help you out on the throttle before reaching the inside, showing full commitment, taking a well-rounded apex, only placing the right-hand side tyres on the inside curb again, then full beans as you reach it and peeling off the steering lock until you reach the exit curb, using everything to your advantage. Maintain 7th gear when you enter turn 16, hard braking just before the entry curb begins around 80 metres, using all of the curb without touching the grass, and turn into the corner after passing the 50-metre board or just before the end of the curb. Shifting down to 4th gear, bleeding off the brakes and straight away on the throttle all before the apex, or alternatively allowing the car to coast through the corner up until the apex, helping with controlling rotation, and then on the power. Only start turning right just after the front nose of the car has passed the inside of turn 17, maintain 4th gear, no brakes, a slight lift with half throttle as you use all of the curb without mounting the sausage curb, then slowly apply the power again and aim for the outside curb to get the wheel as straight as you can, being careful with the traction and central over the curb. Finally, bring the car to the inside of the final corner using the black and white curb and across the line to set a 1 minute 24.584, and that's how you get into the top 1% drivers in the world. The setup for this video is on screen now, and if you want to tailor this for a race situation, increase the rear wing a few clicks to help improve cornering and consistency, increase both the on and off differential to also assist with consistency, leave the suspension geometry as it is to improve lap time, soften the suspension slightly for a more stable car but leave the right hide to maximize lap time, leave the brake pressure as it is but you can leave the brake bias as it is or increase it by 1 click to help with stability and tyre wear. With the tyres, bring the pressures all the way to the minimum and then keep increasing the pressures whilst you practice to make sure that you find your perfect window for the tyre temperatures. However, the pressures shown on your screen now can be a good starting point. Make sure you subscribe for our next hot lap, like the video if you've improved, comment below how much you've improved by. Thank you very much to Rouleton for completing this hot lap for us. Good luck. luck, and let's race.